Hello, you're watching Afghan News with Mohsen Jamal. Militants staged attack in the eastern Paktika province, killing 4 people, including a district council member on Sunday, the first day of the Taliban's announced spring offensive, said government officials. A man wearing a vest packed with explosives blew himself up in a bazaar in the Barmal district of the Paktika province on the border with Pakistan, killing 4 civilians, including a local official, and wounding 12, said Mukhlis Afghan, a spokesman for the provincial governor's office. Sher Nawaz, head of a new district council in the Shakin area of Paktika province, was killed in the blast and likely was the target of the attack, said Afghan. In Kandahar province, gunmen on a motorbike killed an Afghan soldier, and in Logar, south of Kabul, 2 members of a community police unit were killed by a roadside bomb, police officials said. In a statement released Saturday, the Taliban insurgent movement announced it would step up operations against military bases, convoys, and Afghan officials, including members of the Peace Council, working to reconcile with top insurgent leaders. Bomb blast wounded 8 Afghan civilians in the southwest province of Ghazni on Sunday, Interior Ministry said in a statement released here. The statement said that a bicycle bomb went off in Ghazni city, the capital of Ghazni province, at 10:30 a.m. local time, injuring 8 civilians, including a woman. In the other incident, a gunman opened fire on a checkpoint, killing 2 policemen and wounding a bystander during an hour-long battle. Provincial Police Chief Zorawar Zahid said no group has claimed responsibility for the incidents yet. Afghan army soldiers backed by NATO-led forces had killed 17 insurgents during the 4-day operations in Badghis province, provincial police chief said on Sunday. Muhammad Jabbar Salah said that acting upon intelligence reports on insurgents' activities, the joint forces launched a cleanup operation on Wednesday in a number of villages of Bala Murghab district, which ended on Saturday, during which 17 insurgents were killed. He also insisted that a Taliban local commander, Mullah Muhammad Gul, is among those killed in the operation. Taliban militants have not commented on the issue yet. The incidents come as the United Nations on Saturday asked warring parties in Afghanistan to take all necessary measures to protect civilians. A statement by the world body said the appeal came hours after the Taliban insurgents announced the start of their spring operations, May 1st, on wars against foreign troops and government officials. Stephen de Mistura, the UN chief in Afghanistan, said in a statement that parties to the conflict must not deliberately attack, target, or kill civilians or indiscriminately harm them. Mistura said that all fighting parties must take all possible measures to protect civilians, especially in the forthcoming months when fighting and hostilities will intensify. The statement added, UN asked the Taliban to refrain in particular from attacking all such persons who are not taking a direct part in the hostilities. It also said warring parties should not launch attacks on civilian locations like the government buildings, bazaars, and parks.
The proof is that those who entered our building.
Saif al-Arab Gaddafi, the youngest son of Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, and 3 of his grandchildren have been killed in a NATO airstrike, a Libyan government spokesman said. Gaddafi and his wife were in the Tripoli house of his 29-year-old son Saif al-Arab Gaddafi when it was hit by at least 1 missile fired by a NATO warplane late on Saturday, according to Libyan government spokesman Musa Ibrahim, and he added that Muammar Gaddafi and his wife were unharmed, but other people in the house were injured. Meanwhile, in a press release issued early on Sunday, NATO says it had staged airstrikes in Tripoli's Bab al-Azizia neighborhood, but did not confirm Libyan claims that the strongman Gaddafi's youngest son and 3 grandchildren were killed. In the other development, Libya's opposition has rejected Muammar Gaddafi's latest offer of a conditional ceasefire and negotiations upon an end to NATO attacks. The Yemeni president has refused to sign a Gulf Arab-led agreement to give a power in exchange for legal immunity, sources say. Saturday's development was a new blow to efforts to mediate the months-old crisis between Ali Abdullah Saleh and demonstrators inspired by protests sweeping through the Arab region to demand his overthrow. Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, which brokered the agreement, had flown to the Yemeni capital Sana'a on Saturday to urge Saleh to sign the deal, but instead he met high-level leaders of Saleh's governing political party and parliamentary bloc, where he was informed that Saleh had some reservations over the deal. Al-Zayani was not immediately available for comment, while Yemen's opposition political parties have accused the deal have accepted the deal. Many anti-government protesters have rejected it because of the fact that it will keep Saleh from being tried. Saturday's developments came amid reports that 2 soldiers and 4 civilians were killed and at least another 23 were wounded during a shutdown in southern Yemen, officials said. Serious differences have emerged within Iran's top leadership. Media reports suggest pitching Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the president, against Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the country's supreme leader. Ahmadinejad has boycotted cabinet meetings since Haider Moslahi, the intelligence minister, was reinstated after he was forced out of the government. Moslahi was restored to the power full post by Khamenei after Ahmadinejad had forced him to resign on April 17th. A group of 216 lawmakers, more than 2/3 of the 290 members in the Iranian parliament, have issued a letter to Ahmadinejad urging him to call off his cabinet boycott for the good of the country. On Friday, Ayatollah Ahmad Khatami, a hardline cleric, used his nationally broadcast sermon to indirectly warn Ahmadinejad that he would be moving into dangerous territory by escalating his challenges to Khamenei. The bickering has invited speculation that Khamenei's once blanket support for Ahmadinejad could be now varying by his repeated attempts to push the limits of his powers. And the last but not the least, Saudi Arabia has tightened its control of the media, threatening fines and closure of publications that jeopardized its stability or offended clerics, state media reported. The tighter media controls were set out in amendments to the media law issued as a royal order. They also banned stirring up sectarianism and anything that causes harm to the general interests of the country. Saudi Arabia, which is a major U.S. ally, follows an austere version of Sunni Islam and does not tolerate any form of dissent. It has no elected parliament and no political parties. It has managed to stave off the unrest which has rocked the Arab world, toppling leaders in Tunisia and Egypt. And that's all for now. Thanks for staying with us.